Hey there, and welcome back to our journey through Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. This is episode 11, titled, Get Out There and Fail. In this episode, we're diving into one of the most counterintuitive yet powerful principles of success. Failure isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. If you've ever been afraid to take a risk because of the possibility of failure, today's episode will flip your perspective. So, let's get started. Failure is not the enemy. Let me start with a bold statement. Failure is not your enemy, it's your ally. That might sound strange at first, but think about it. Every successful person you admire has failed, often repeatedly, before achieving greatness. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't that they never fail, it's how they respond to failure. Keller shares a powerful story about Benjamin Roll, a man who failed the bar exam 12 times before finally passing on his 13th attempt. Imagine the frustration and self-doubt he must have felt after each failure. But instead of letting failure define him, he chose to see each setback as feedback. He kept asking himself, what can I do differently next time? That mindset eventually led him to success. But here's the key. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. It's life's way of teaching you what doesn't work, so you can figure out what does. As Keller says, success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. Why failure is essential for growth. To understand why failure is essential, let's look at some of the lessons it teaches us. Failure builds resilience. Overcoming challenges makes you emotionally stronger. When the next hurdle appears, you're better equipped to handle it. Failure sparks growth. Failure forces you to adapt, learn new skills, and develop strategies you wouldn't have considered otherwise. Failure clarifies your path. Sometimes, failure tells you that you're heading in the wrong direction or that you need to adjust your approach. Failure keeps you humble. Success without struggle can lead to arrogance. Failure reminds you that growth requires effort and humility. Take Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, for example. Before she became a billionaire entrepreneur, she faced rejection after rejection when pitching her idea for footless pantyhose. Retailers didn't understand the concept, and investors weren't interested. But Sarah kept going, believing in her vision despite the setbacks. Her persistence paid off, and today, Spanx is a household name. How to embrace failure. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually embrace failure and turn it into fuel for success? Here are some actionable steps. Shift your mindset. Instead of saying, I failed, say, I'm learning. This simple reframing changes how you perceive setbacks. Ask the right questions. After a failure, ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? How can I grow from this experience? Celebrate small wins. Even in failure, look for things you did well. Did you try something new? Did you push past fear? Celebrate those efforts, their progress. Keep moving forward. Don't dwell on mistakes. Learn the lesson, then focus on your next step. Remember, success is built on countless small actions, not quote, one big leap. Real-life examples of failure turn success. To bring this concept to life, let's look at some inspiring examples. First, consider J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became one of the most successful authors in history, she faced rejection after rejection from publishers. One publisher even told her, "You'll never make a living as a writer." But Rowling refused to give up. She kept submitting her manuscript until Bloomsbury Publishing finally said yes. Her perseverance paid off in ways she couldn't have imagined. Another example comes from Keller himself. He tells a story of losing his first screen printer early in his motivational speaking career. At the time, it felt like a disaster. But instead of giving up, he chose to believe that this bad situation could still turn out to his advantage. By staying open to possibilities, he found a better solution, and his business grew. As a result, common mistakes to avoid. While embracing failure is a powerful tool, there are a few pitfalls to watch out for. Giving up too soon. Many people quit just before their breakthrough moment. Stay patient and trust the process. Neglecting lessons. Failure only helps if you learn from it. Reflect on what went wrong and how you can improve. Dwelling on negativity. Complaining about failure keeps you stuck. Focus on solutions instead. Being afraid to try again. Fear of failing again can paralyze you. Take one small step forward even if it feels uncomfortable. Avoid these mistakes, and you'll be well on your way to turning failure into success. All right, here's your homework for the next week. Reflect on past failures. Take a few minutes to think about a recent setback. What did you learn from it? How can you apply that lesson moving forward? Adopt a new mantra. Whenever you face failure, remind yourself, this is feedback, not failure. Repeat it until it becomes second nature. Take one bold action. Identify something you've been hesitant to try because of fear of failure. Then, take one small step toward it even if it feels uncomfortable. Celebrate effort. Acknowledge your courage for trying, regardless of the outcome. Progress happens when you keep showing up. These small actions will help you rewire your brain to see failure as a friend rather than an enemy. Trust me, the shift in perspective will change your life. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with a challenge. Over the next 7 days, commit to viewing every setback as a lesson. Whether it's a missed opportunity, a rejected proposal, or even a minor mistake, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And remember, failure doesn't define you or response to it does. Keep failing forward, and watch how quickly you move toward your goals. Next up, Chapter 12, where we'll explore how taking consistent action is the final key to achieving your dreams. Until then, embrace failure, and let it guide you to success. One last thing before we go. Think about someone you admire who's achieved great success. Chances are, they've faced failure head-on. What can you learn from their example? How can you channel their resilience into your own journey? Until next time, stay persistent and keep shining.